Good Thursday morning. How are you today? I am your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Thank you for being here. Not the size of the network, but the truth of the network. Good morning, Diane. How are you today? Lying, cheating, and if I could get a hold of the books, I bet you I could add stealing onto that. If I could get a hold of the books, if I could take a look inside, behind the curtain, that would be the Georgia GOP Inc. All right. So we have quite a scandal. America loves a good scandal, right? A gate. We have Signal Gate. We may have Candidate Gate at the Georgia GOP Inc. Yes. All right. So now I told you a little background. I am your host, BKP. Good morning, Diane. It is Thursday. We are in Studio B. One more day. And then Monday we will be back in Studio A. And then we're going to go off to Studio C. Just trying to figure out. I'd love to go to Wyoming for a week. That would be a 2-week for Studio C. I'd love to do that. I'm going to call my friends out there. I might be on my way. Anyhow, so I told you a story yesterday about my first encounter with the Signal Group, very first encounter. And I'm thinking about this as things develop. Now, all through the campaign, in fact, all of the years I've been watching the deep state corporate corrupt media in the mornings, watching all of the videos from many of the people that I get information from and follow, I can't remember anyone ever discussing Signal. I really can't. I mean, this past week is the first time the app has come up that I'm aware of. I can't remember it. So I told you yesterday that, I was told, this is a while back, 2 years ago, why are you using a CIA-created encrypted app that has an open source, whatever it's called, platform? Okay. Now, so if you have someone, you have what's going on, and you have Mike Waltz, NSA, Pete Hegseth, you got all these people on a Signal app, and you need to run cover for the CIA. I'm just thinking out loud. And you need to run cover for the CIA and not believe in any way the CIA is setting up Pete Hegseth. I mean, okay. You have to find a low-level staffer. So you're looking for a low-level staffer. Try to put this to rest. Get them out there, right? And so you say, who could run some research on low-level staffers in the NSA, come up with some background that would satisfy the right. I don't like identities. I'm a fiscal conservative Republican, but I'm called to the right. But anyhow, that would satisfy the right, shut this down. So let's make that happen. And I'm going to run that whole scenario in a little bit concerning Signal. Something's not right about that. Now, that being said, I'm going to have a full report on SB 214 that passed out of committee. Now, there's a lot of people that are really excited about paper ballots, but I have to caution you, this is where you come for the truth, not the Georgia GOP Inc., not the drive-bys, as Rush would call them, not the storm chasers. We're going to give you exactly where we stand with SB 214. All right, SB 214. That's the election security bill. I'm going to tell you every step. It passed out of committee, but hold on there. You know, the grifters were down there yesterday. They're all getting their picture taken. They're yelling election security. Trump has put out, even to the point Brad Raffensperger, Secretary of State of Georgia, is supporting election security from President Trump. But there's still several steps with SB 214. We will discuss that in the Georgia Hour. So, Diane, how long did you think it would take? Because I was thinking this yesterday. Who is going to ask the questions? Can you give me 110, Diane? I said this yesterday. I don't even know if I said it on the show. Diane, if I did, let me know. But I think I just said it in passing and running it. And I know I said it on the phone to some people. When are they going to say, was Hegseth drunk? Like you remember, like he was drinking every day. You remember that? I know yesterday I was thinking, okay, this is coming down the road. Was Hegseth drunk? I'm like, what? Now they want rid of Pete Hegseth. And I'll tell you why momentarily. They want Hegseth. They're asking for his resignation. They are definitely asking for his resignation. Go ahead and give me number 70. White House press secretary declines to rule out firing over the signal scandal. Okay. Now, just to put it right out there early on here in our reporting this morning, because I want to get to the tariffs and make America great again, MAGA. I want to talk about the automobile and the tariffs. I don't want to get stuck on the signal gate right now. We will get into that much later. But you see, if they could get rid of Pete Hegseth, the military-industrial complex, that has to be the Department of Defense, Secretary of Defense, has to be confirmed by the Senate. NSA, Mike Waltz, no confirmation. Advisor, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, out. New one in tomorrow. Not a problem. Not sure, I don't know, but not sure that in a couple days, Mike Waltz may not just go ahead and offer his resignation to the president. I'm not for sure, but Waltz is the one that created the group in Signal, and in what he's saying is he created the group, meaning he invited, and I don't know everybody that was in the group, but let's go with CNN has and MSNBC. They're running Signalgate 24 hours a day like they have Watergate. Give me number 47. So what Mike Waltz is saying concerning Signal is he created the group. Now, it's loaded on their phone when they get it. That's why CIA, I want to be careful here, because if I keep saying CIA, you never know. I may not make it back to Studio A. But this stinks really bad. Now, I was not aware that it's loaded on your government phone when you get it. It's already there, Signal. So CIA created app, my understanding. It's loaded on every government device, my understanding. So tracking everything you do. everything. So Waltz creates the signal group. And when you create a signal group, you name it, then you have to do the invite. So I could go on my Signal app right now and I could see if someone has invited me. And usually that's not the case. Usually I go to Signal and, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from. I apologize. But usually I go to Signal and someone's deleted me, or removed me from the group. My invites are few and far and few in between, or whatever you say, right? So moving right along, you have to invite people if you don't know how it works. So Nance built the group, admits to it. So JD's going, rocking along. Whoa, Michael has invited me to the group. I accept. How it works. That's how it works. Pete, I'm in, right? So obviously, Mike Waltz is saying, no, it's not a staffer's fault. We'll get there in a minute. But he created the group. He sent out the invite. Now, did Jeffrey Goldberg ask to be in the group, or was he invited in? We'll get into that in a minute. So Waltz may say to the president, I offer my resignation. It ends with me. I created the group. But they want rid of Pete Hegseth because Waltz could be named, a new NSA could be named immediately, shut it down, say it's over, and move on. Because there's great news out there. Not that CNN or MSNBC or ABC or CBS or any of the above would report the great news that's taking place in America, like bringing back an entire industry and laying it at the feet of the American people to try to recreate, reestablish the middle class in this country, right? Nothing about that. I mean, it's amazing to me, the auto manufacturing companies that could come back to life, not Toyota, all right? I mean, it is such an opportunity. I don't want to get sidetracked. You remember when AMC, I am so old. Pull up a chair, kiddies. I mean, you should put your kiddies in front of the TV. Pull up a chair. I am so old. How old are you? I'm not old enough to remember a Studebaker. I remember a Studebaker, but not old enough to say I rode around town in one, like you maybe. But I am old enough to remember American Motors. Remember that AMC, American Motors? I am old enough to remember a Javelin. You remember a Javelin? And I'm not talking missile built by the military industrial complex. I'm old enough to remember cruising around in a Javelin. That's right. I remember. So anyhow, moving along, Trump is actually not offering Toyota in South Korea, which it can benefit all of them, but he's also offering an opportunity for investors to get together, fire up an old plant somewhere, modify it, and build maybe a new car. Not like a DeLorean, which comes with a free cocaine pack. No, I'm just saying. Anyhow, moving right along. So give me number 47. Where'd that go? I thought I had that up there. Did you just decide to take it down? Are you running? Are you just making those decisions now? Because I could go with that. Hi, Diane. So
well, you switched to talking about cars, so I thought you were done talking about the scandal, the signal thing.
Okay, that's a good answer. Good answer. Good. I feel like I'm on Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. Okay, I'll take that. So back to the signal thing, right? So I think, in a day or two, Michael Waltz, because they dispatched, I don't know, it could be right or wrong, but I think it's too obvious for me. They dispatched somebody, get me so-and-so on the phone. Could you get me Oppo Research, low-level Waltz guy, where Waltz could say, my fault, I should have never let this person in my organization. Sorry, Mr. President, I must resign. Where was Pete drinking? Give me video 13. Do you have 13?
I downloaded it, but it came separate, so I forgot to load it.
You forgot to load it?
Just give me a second.
You know, if you were not taking my pictures off the screen and loading the videos, they'd be ready. But no, you're just jumbling around on my pictures. See how it gets, folks? Yes, folks, I am so glad I am not where like this could happen. Just so.
To your knowledge, do you know whether Pete Hegseth had been drinking before he leaked classified information?
I don't have any knowledge of Secretary Hegseth's personal habits.
Director Radcliffe, same question. Yes or no?
You know, no, I'm going to answer that. I think that's an offensive line of questioning. The answer is no. I find it interesting that you want to. I'm going to answer. You asked me a question. You want an answer?
No, listen.
You don't want to focus on the good work that the CIA is doing, that the intelligence community.
Director, I reclaim my time. Director, I reclaim my time. Here, I have huge respect for the CIA, huge respect for our men and women in uniform. But this was a question that's on the top of minds of every American, right? He stood in front of a podium in Europe holding a drink. So of course, we want to know if his performance is compromised. If people were asking if the General Austin was compromised because of a heart issue,
was his performance compromised because of a successful
I yield
strike?
back, Mr. I bring my
You want to know?
reclaim my
You want to
time.
talk about accepting responsibility? Do you think you should
reclaim my
accept
time,
responsibility
Chairman.
for a
Let
successful
me ask-
strike to make Americans safer? You want to
reclaim my
focus
time.
on.
It's my time. I can be an asshole if I want. It's my time. Yes, it's my time. My time. Every American. Hey, I was wondering yesterday, was Pete drunk? No, I really was only, I was not and do not think Pete Hegseth was drinking. Now, I'll tell you this. He's got a right-hand man. His name's Sean Parnell. Pete is not, now I know when he holds a Coca-Cola in his hand, you might want to check it out. Keep a little something. No, he's not doing that. I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. It's on the mind of every American out there. Was he drunk when this happened? All right, I want to play this. And then, Diane, thank you. Thank you, one, for, I may have sounded a little mean. Oh, God, I can't stand when I get in one of those I'm sorry, I apologize modes. Oh, you can hear that. Okay, so listen. Give me, because we have to go to tariffs. This is something that caught my ear. Give me video 7.
And sensitive. But as the President National Security Advisor stated, no classified information was shared. There were no sources, methods, locations, or war plans that were shared. The Signal Message app comes pre-installed on government devices. In December of 2024, CISA stated, quote, "We strongly urge highly targeted individuals to immediately review and apply best practices provided in the guidance to protect mobile communications, including consistent use of end-to-end encryption." And they named Signal as an app as an example of such an end-to-end encrypted messaging app. Ideally, these conversations occur in person. However, at times, fast-moving coordination of an unclassified nature is necessary where in-person conversation is not an option.
This is the ODNI guidance.
Signal, your government device comes preloaded with Signal. Now, if Signal is an encrypted messaging tool that the government uses internally, how can I have it on my phone? Is it locked out of, this is Chinese technology? My phone's what, South Korean technology, Chinese technology? Your Apple phone, you've got Signal on it, China's technology? Don't fall for any of this, folks. Don't fall for any of this. All right, we'll get back to all of that. I want to go to making America great again. And I'm excited about this. I actually like tariffs. I do. I like Trump. It's a beautiful word. I understand what he's doing. They took advantage of us. He's 100% correct. NAFTA, the reason Canada and the EU and Mexico is like, we knew sooner or later the gravy train, right? The gravy train. Sooner or later, the gravy train would end. And I'll be damned, Trump is ending the gravy train. When Canadians talk about protecting their workers in factories that we basically sent to them, while our government did not protect our workers, Trump, I'm just amazed. Now, 10 o'clock, I want you to look at something. There's two things I want you to look at before we go to break. Give me number 95. Now, there'll be a candidate forum, all right? There'll be a candidate forum, and I want you to look at something. Now, this is a scandal, a corrupt scandal. And I'm for sure Debbie Dooley will help us expose this level of corruption, won't you, Debbie? Or will you defend Josh? So if you look here, you see under first vice chair, Sally Grubbs, Alice Olenek, and Lisa Pierce, right? Now, this flyer, Diane, we've been putting this out for 2 weeks now, right? So I think Monday or Tuesday, what's today, Thursday? It may have been Monday, the Georgia GOP Inc. finally released their list of candidates for state offices. Right there, first vice chair, there's 3 names. Now, give me number 71. Georgia Republican Party, candidates for state party office. There's only 2 names under first vice chair. Lisa Pierce is not on the list. Is someone corruptly trying to run cover for Sally Grubbs? Say it's not so, Josh. Debbie, I'm for sure you'll help us get to the bottom of this scandal. They're bad people, folks, bad people. Take that down. Now, I want to tell this story. I do. I want to tell the story. Not right now, but at the end of the show. Give me number 74. I was sitting here this morning at 5:30, and many of you out there know that I'm here at the desk today in Studio B. And I got a message. Where's it at? What time was it? It was at 5:29 a.m. this morning, 5:30. Our dear friend and USMC Sergeant Major, I'm holding back tears, Paul Hershey, died in Thailand. He was visiting people through Vietnam when he was in the service. I got news at 5:30. If you don't know, out there in America, from sea to shining sea, I just want you to stop and take a minute and remember one of the many heroes in your life. And I'm going to tell you the story of how I met this dynamic military Marine sergeant. He kicked me right in the ass. He kicked me right in the ass. Paul Hershey. God bless Paul. I got to tell you this story about my dear friend. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. Now, I understand. If you want to yell at me, it's opening day. I'm going to tell you another story. It's opening day at the ballpark, right? Now, how in the world baseball? Oh, I love baseball. How in the world could anyone ruin opening? Diane, get 68 ready. Have it ready for when I say bam, okay? How in the world could anyone ruin opening day at the ballpark? How could anyone just... Then there's this. Sorry. Opening day in Major League Baseball. I know, that ruined it, right? Did that ruin it for you? Take that down. Anyhow, I'm going to tell you that story. Opening day at the ballpark. I got a story for that. Tell you a story. Opening day at the ballpark, right? Yankee Stadium. Opening day, my friend Paul Hershey, signal scandal, corrupt Georgia GOP Inc. Take a break.
When Truck Month is here, the Silverados disappear at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Pick your Silverado 1500 Crew Cab and save up to $12,500. And if you think the discount is big, wait till you see the selection. Come save up to $12,500 off Silverado 1500 Crew Cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
So if Waltz exits stage left, because there's no confirmation, could Matt Gaetz be in play? Now, Trump has no problem taking the heat from the media. He has no problem with that. But I don't know that he needs it, and Matt would just be heat. Not that the media is going to, turn the stove down on Trump. What are we in 60? How many days are we in? And they're doing everything they can to find a scandal. I'm telling you now, if they could flip the House, remember, they didn't have the Senate, but they didn't care, and they impeached him anyway. Well, if they impeach Trump, they will definitely lose in 2028. Yeah, that's a chance they won't take. No, they will not impeach him for a third time. That'll definitely mean that Democrats will lose in 2028. let me just think about that for a minute. Impeached him twice, threw COVID at him, and stole the election and put an auto pen in place for 4 years. Now, impeaching him a third time wouldn't be a risk for Democrats. I got to keep it real. That's what happens when I have to keep it real. SB 214 paper ballots. Tune in at 10 a.m. for actually what's going on. Please don't trust the storm chasers, the political, the club of Republican politics, or the drive-bys. Now, number 3. Now, Zelensky says Putin's going to die. What the hell? Oh, by the way, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Thank you for being here. Hi, Diane. So, Zelensky's out there. He says Putin's going to die. I'm like, what the hell? Putin going to die? And he's over there with Europe, in Europe number 4, and he's all hugged up with Macron, right? Now, that's not exactly what's happening. And I'm going to show you two little. So while they're hugged up in Europe, and he's saying that Putin's dying, and they want you to believe, this is the deep state corporate corrupt media, want you to believe that this guy, Zelensky, has some kind of play or negotiating strength. It's not true. Give me number 8. While this is being played in our media and they're hyping that up and, you know, and security agreement, right? CEO not ruling out return of Nord Stream gas pipeline. Now, that's the pipeline that Biden had blown up. There's a Nord Stream 1, a Nord Stream 2, and it's a pipeline built from Russia to Germany that Germany needs that gas. They need that energy source. So that is in the negotiations, but here's the one that is really out there that they don't want you to talk about. So we'll give you a couple of these, and then we're going to get out and we're going to get into the tariffs, all right? Number 27. Russia's top diplomat announces plan for Putin to visit India. Putin going to India. Well, I don't know. Just a minute ago, Zelensky told me he's dying any day. I don't know who to believe. So Zelensky has him dying. They're getting ready to open the pipeline back up. He's headed to India. All right. And then this can't be true. Because I said this the other day. Give me number 32. Now, this is Russia Today. This is not this is not the Today Show or whatever it is with Michael Strahan and George Stephanopoulos and George Bush's daughter and all those little giddy, cheerful people in the morning. I don't know. This is Russia Today. So I'm for sure, because it's not ABC, CBS, NBC, they may be hard to trust. But U.S. looking for proper way to reconnect Russia with SWIFT. Treasury Secretary Moscow has asked Washington to ease its sanctions as a step towards settling the Ukraine conflict. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has confirmed that all options remain on the table. Now, the SWIFT is the clearinghouse. It funnels into SWIFT and comes out as $1. So the exchange for energy, the exchange on trade, commerce, the dollar. And this is like a clearinghouse. So if Russia is purchasing something here, the money is supposed to go into SWIFT, turn into a dollar, whatever, however, right? This is basically the clearinghouse for foreign currency. That's in general. And we're negotiating. We have people negotiating with Russia on normalizing diplomatic relationship with embassies, our commerce business going back into Russia. All right, this is why they're freaking out. This is why you have Signalgate, and that's all they're doing 24 hours on TV. This economy, there's a possibility. Let me tell you the strangest thing that could possibly happen. There could possibly be a neighborhood built of middle-class homes, not $400,000 to $500,000 for the medical professional class, okay? No, I'm not knocking it. Not knocking it. Doctors, high-end professionals, not knocking it, right? But there's a very strong possibility that we don't build communist government socialized housing. Let me tell you something. Where I grew up, I'll be damned. I knew this was going to happen. Where I grew up, 250 houses, a developer in the private sector developed the project, middle-class people built the project, and middle-class families moved into the project. Zero government involvement, zero. We had people that worked at Picatinny Arsenal. We had people that worked at M&M Mars, M&M's right down the road, right? I can name people working all over the place. We had a guy down the street. He owned a radio station, small AM radio station, one right after another. I can tell you who they are. 250 houses, developer, no government involvement, no low income. Middle-class people built the development. Middle-class families moved into the development. Zero government involvement. Trump is offering that back to America, not turning the clock back to 1950, not turning it back, but offering that independence to you. I'm just saying, that's exactly what's getting offered to you. It's up to us to take it and run with it. We screwed it up in the 70s. That's another story. All right, so they are working now right here. Now let's get to the tariffs. Because every time I think about what Trump is trying to do. Now, NAFTA, we know what happened at NAFTA. Ross Perot told us what it would look like. So give me number 5. We're going to go through some graphics first. Ross Perot told us what it would look like, and George H. Bush put it together, the globalist, and George H. put it together. It was on the desk when Clinton got there. Clinton signed it, and Canada and Mexico have cheered every day since. Our steel manufacturers have become casinos with the property. That's not a lie. Our car manufacturers have been dozed down. I mean, everybody, if you're kiddies, you may not remember it, but there's what they call Doraville, right? Think about it. Doraville, go there in Atlanta. Our car manufacturers have been pushed down, dozed over. They have enormous Amazon distribution centers to truck out the crap tariff-free coming from Mexico, Canada, and off the boat from China? I mean, you could drive by, I'm just using Doraville for an example. You can drive by, and the older people, for you kiddies out there, and you see that, oh, wow, look at that. Amazon distribute, isn't that large? That's large, man. That's really large. It's a box. It's a concrete friggin' box. It's not manufacturing jack shit. It's distribution of garbage that we're importing. Sitting on property that used to make a damn Chevy, Ford, or whatever the hell it made. What the hell's wrong with you damn people? I'm sorry. That was not my intention to go there. I can show you all over the United States. They're building a damn minivan in Windsor, Ontario. You're riding around in it, in the carpool lane. What the hell? Trump slaps a huge 25% on all foreign-made cars. That'll see prices skyrocket for American buyers. Now, this is the direction they want to go, skyrocket. Nothing about our opportunity back. Here's your second chance. Now, I will say this. We screwed up the first one. We did. Now, going down the road, we have the Jimmy Carter energy crisis. We were all set up. We had, I'll just put it like this. We had the energy crisis. Gas prices went up. We couldn't get, we were tired of these, we told Detroit, stop building the boats. You remember the boats? Chrysler New Yorker. Woo-hoo, wow. Stop building them. And we need something that gets over 8 miles to a gallon. And we need something that, remember, you wouldn't buy it if it was manufactured on a Monday or a Friday. We started having some quality problems with our automobiles. And at the same time, our government dumped Hondas in here on us. Just saying, we'll leave it at that. I'm not just blaming Honda. But now we have another chance. This is our chance. We have to take it. Don't wear the hat. If you did not understand the hat, Make America Great Again, if you thought it was just rolling back the clock, right? And people say, well, he wants to take you back to the 60s. That was a pretty cool time right then. 70s. I love the 70s. But anyhow, that's what they say. No. I want what I call Make America Great Again, that second chance. That second chance. Let's do it. Let's get it right. Don't let it happen again. Whatever. So the tariffs, they're losing their mind. Number 6, where most of the U.S. auto imports come from: Mexico, Japan, South Korea, and most exposed. Here you go: Mexico, Japan, South Korea, Canada, Germany. That's where most of them come from. Number 7, Trump announces 25% tariffs on import cars and parts. I'm going to go over that in a minute. Here you go. Number 9. Vehicles produced abroad account for nearly half of U.S. auto sales. Here you go, number 10. That's because 46% of all new cars sold in the U.S. are imported, right? Germany, South Korea car makers among biggest importers. Volkswagen, Hyundai, Kia, Mercedes, you can see there. We'll get back to that one in a minute. So we'll get to the signal gate. Here you go, Canada. Now, Doug Ford, number 22. Doug Ford, you run your mouth up there. You're going to cut the electricity? Cut it. Well, people in Michigan, Minnesota, or Maine, or wherever, you may not like that I said that. I don't know the deal up there with your energy grid. Your power. Chaos and uncertainty. Canadian leaders blast U.S. auto tariffs. Give me video 3.
This is very modest, a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States.
Americans will keep their cars longer. They'll have to. They won't be able to afford them.
This is a direct attack. We will defend our workers. We will defend our country.
There was no class.
This is a direct attack. It's a direct attack. Folks, if you go back, Diane will tell you, we anticipated this day. So you can go back, I think it may be 2 months ago. I know it's like 7 weeks ago. We laid out, we put graphics up of where every manufacturer, how many they are in Canada, Mexico. We showed the math, how many jobs. This is a direct attack. So here's the bottom line. NAFTA, you guys cheered. When Trump says, you know what? You've been stealing from us. No more. I'm 100%. I'm not 99. I'm 100% with ripping this Band-Aid off and bringing the jobs back to America. Number 23. No, I don't want that one. Sorry. New York Times, number 24. My apology. Trump announces 25% tariff on imported cars and car parts. Rattled by Trump. They're rattled by Trump. America's allies shift to economic defense mode. You were in economic screw America mode, and Trump said no. Canada, we've been caught. I know, I'm on the phone with Mexico. What are we going to do? I don't know. Trump caught all of us. End of story. Bottom line, it's that simple. It's not macro, micro, or any kind of economics other than it's that simple. We're going to make the car here. It's going to be real easy. Throw it up. I was going to hold this one. Give me video 9.
And this is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at. And we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been saying, not reporting as accurately as it should be reported because it's a massive story. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. And I think
I'm reporting it, Mr. President. I'm reporting it. It is a massive story. Okay? Massive story. Now, I'm going to break right here to tell you something, to make an admission. I regret telling you this. Now, in the such thing, there's a difference. Keep in mind, as they report, there's a difference in manufacturing and assembling. Okay? Now, there's a lot of assembly plants. That's why Trump is talking about parts, and they're freaking out on the word parts, because there's a lot of assembly plants, and there's very few manufacturing. And what I say by that, years ago, for all you kiddies out there, you remember Fisher was it Fisher frames, little emblem on your door down there, whatever. So we used to have manufacturing plants, and when we talk about parts, Ohio, other areas, Chicago, other areas of the country had these great little, you drive by these warehouses, the windows are all busted out now, and you'd have 15 people, 20 people work there, a small business owner, middle class, raising his family, sending his kids to school, and they built the windshield wiper motor. You go down the street and there was a little company, and they were building, well, we don't have hubcaps anymore, right? They're building the glove box. I don't know, but you understand what I'm saying? And they would ship. They would have contracts with Chrysler, Stellantis now, right? Chrysler, Mopar, General Motors, Chevy, right? Buick, Oldsmobile, Cadillac. They'd have deals with Pontiac, no longer. And then they'd have deals with Ford, Lincoln Mercury, all right? Ford, the list goes on. And that happened within the continental 48. And these parts manufacturers, there was a lot of them that had contracts here with our assembly plants, GM, Ford, and Chrysler for the 3, and AMC Motors till they went out. And that's where a lot of the middle-class families and the people that worked on the machines, in factories and stuff like that, they made a living. They were able to put food on the table. It's an old-fashioned thing here without government assistance, period. Without government control. You see, that's what we're privatizing the economy. We're switching the control of the government, and they don't want to lose it. You may not have to go and sign up for something. You got a job. Your kid gets out of high school. He's a welder. He's a machinist. He's working in some factory. Guy's making $28 an hour. Wife's working somewhere. I mean, they're making a little bit of money. Kids are playing soccer, baseball, football, basketball, cheerleading, field hockey, whatever the hell they want to do. And they're not over there signed up asking the government for anything. Hell, what a thought. Anyhow, so Trump is right. Now, back to the parts. So, give me number 42. Trump to impose 25% foreign-made cars and auto parts. Reason the parts are important. Now, when I was driving a General Motors car, and you remember when we bailed out? Now look at the Toyota Camry. Now, NASCAR requires X% of the car to be built in America to be accepted to run in NASCAR. But a Toyota Camry is not 100%. Ford is not 100%. Chevy's not 100%. Even NASCAR has negotiated and come up with rules that is no longer an American car running that track. It's just not, no matter what they tell you. So I really got upset. Let's go 2008, 2009, 2010, when we bailed out General Motors, Ford says they didn't get bailed out, but we bailed out all the manufacturers. It really made me angry, not in the waste of time. It really made me angry that we did that. All right? And I was driving a General Motors made car at that time. And I was going down the road. I was really upset. So do you remember when the government put out a list? Do you remember when the government put out a list of car dealerships that would close? They didn't, I mean, you're a car dealership and you would close. not by anything you did, because of the fact the government said you no longer have a dealership. Oh, that made me very angry. So I was here at that time. I was right here in Studio B, where I'm sitting today. It's 2009, 2010. So I go through the list of Chrysler, Dodge Chrysler. And right up the road from where I'm sitting here today in Studio B, right up the road from here was one of the dealerships on the list. And I pass by it for years when I'm down here at Studio B. I said, what? I drove to this dealership. I went in. There was a salesman met me outside. And I said, sir, I'm not here to buy anything. I have to ask you this. Is the owner of the dealership here? No, but the general manager is. I said, can I speak to the general manager? General manager came out and I said, I wish I could have spoke to the owner today. Can I ask you, if I give you a message, will you extend it to the owner? And he said, yes, I will. I gave him my name and I shook his hand and I said, God bless you, the owner, and everyone at this dealership. My sincere apology as an American that our government said this dealership has to close. It is actually taking it away from you. It was a very nice moment that we shared in that showroom that morning. I remember that. You remember that? Oh, I do. Like it was yesterday. So I was so angry. I went home. I said, you know what? I don't want a General Motors car. Government Motors. Now, the best thing is they want to lead you to believe that General Motors paid the government back. All they did is shift some columns in the damn ledger sheet, okay? Never believe that things went so well that you got paid back. I will bet the only time the government gave out money to a private corporation was Lee Iacocca with Chrysler, paid it back, I would suspect. But now, moving right along with this long story, so I'm driving General Motors, and I pull in a Honda dealership. And there's Honda Accords, and I asked the guy, I said, I'd like to drive that. And I drove it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was nice, a Honda Accord. Honesty is the best policy. So I drive it up and down the road. I liked it, come back. And I said, I don't think I can do this. The guy said, why? And I said, I just can't bring myself to buy a Honda. Why? I said, I'm just American. I'm American. I can't bring myself to buy a Honda. He said, you want to pull the door open on what you're driving? And you want to pull the door open on this Honda you just drove? Because I'm going to show you on the door plate that this Honda has more manufactured and assembled parts in this country, up in Ohio, I think it was in Ohio, than the car you drove in that is General Motors. I was like, what? I'm going to show you. So go over to the door of my car. My car friggin' come from another country. And then he pulled the door open on the Honda Accord. It's called an 80-20. He said, look, you see 80-20? 80% American, 20% imported. I said, what's that mean? He said, Honda imports their transmissions. Now, this was years ago. I don't know. They could have changed. He said, this car right here, Honda imports the transmissions from Japan, and they're installed. That's why this is called an 80-20. If Honda did not do that, this would be 100%. Okay. So I remember that. I purchased the car. I got really upset when I found out I was actually driving a General Motors foreign car. So I did. I purchased a Honda Accord, drove it, had it for about 4 years. Now, moving right along, that's why this says parts. Because they're also coming over here and building these manufacturing plants all over the place, or assembly plants. And they're shipping the parts in through Mexico and Canada. And Trump will tell you the parts are coming from all over. So give me number 43, Trump's auto tariffs, Canada. Oh, Trump's auto tariffs, number 44. They are angry. Number 48, Trump's auto tariffs target Asian allies, Japan, South Korea, countries that export most autos to the U.S., Mexico, Japan, South Korea, Canada, and Germany. I love this one. This is big. Number 49. If the European Union works with Canada in order to do economic harm to the USA, large-scale tariffs far larger than current ones planned will be placed on them both in order to protect the best friend that each of those countries ever had. Trump, this was at 1:50 a.m. What did Cat Williams say? Our president's a vampire. He said, Cat Williams said, they asked, will your president be up at 3 a.m.? Our president's a vampire. So yeah, 1:50 a.m. He's 100% right. All right, then Liberation Day, 1:39 a.m. Liberation Day in America is coming soon. For years, we have been ripped off by virtually every country in the world, both friend and foe. But those days are over. America first. I have zero problem with that. Even if he did it at 1:50 a.m. He wanted a little something out of the kitchen, a Diet Coke, a chicken wing, and he threw a couple tweets out or Truth Social. I agree with him. Shares, Trump's auto tariffs, shares in Toyota, the world's largest car maker, Honda, and Nissan fall. Oh, they're losing it. Number 50, United Auto Workers Union applaud Trump's new tariffs, right? And let's see what else I have here, because we're going to wrap this story up and move on. Sorry it's taking longer than it should. I know people out there want to talk about Signalgate. I do, but not right now. It did not change my world. I know they're trying to run interference on what is really going on out there. I think President Trump is doing some amazing domestic policies that the economic engine of this country is getting ready. I mean, let me make sure. Okay, so I think that's the last one I have concerning tariffs. Now, I'm going to do that one during the Georgia Hour. Now, so give me, let's see, video 6, CNN, 25% tariffs, video 6.
This is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. This is something that people have wanted to do, presidents have wanted to do for a long time. A lot of them didn't understand it. It wasn't a priority for them. But foreign countries understood it very well. And they've really ripped us off at levels that nobody's seen before. But that's not going to happen.
The European Commission president condemning the new tariffs, writing, tariffs are taxes, bad for businesses, worse for consumers in the U.S. and the EU. Ursula von der Leyen saying that Europe will wait to announce any retaliatory actions. Canada, on the other hand, is ready to push back.
And this is a direct attack, to be clear, a direct attack on the very workers that I stood in front of. We will defend our workers. We will defend our companies. We will defend our country. And we will defend it together.
Meanwhile, Ontario Premier Doug Ford says, quote, Canada must minimize the pain for Canadians, maximize the pain for Americans. President Trump likes telling people you're fired. I didn't think he meant auto workers in the U.S. when he said that. And
so Canada said, you see, it's okay. It's okay if Canada says, workers, you know, we're going to defend our workers, right? We're going to bring pain to America, and we're going to defend our country. That's okay. Now that is just fine. That's fine, right? But if we say America first, all hell breaks loose in our media. But they defend that all day long. Zero, Ursula, zero. You manufacture here at zero. Ursula in the EU. Well, let's just say this. I support Donald J. Trump 100%. So I'm going through, you know the story if you've watched the show. I won't spend a lot of time on it. But this is 2010 also. All right, this is 2010 also. I had a project in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Fort Leonard Wood. So I go across Illinois, and I get into St. Louis, Missouri. If you've ever been there, and you take off on the Interstate South. What is that Interstate South there? I forget what it is. Out of St. Louis, and you're headed down towards Fort Leonard Wood, Springfield, Missouri. And you're headed there, and on the right-hand side as you're coming out of St. Louis is this major, big plant, an enormous auto manufacturer plant. And the parking lot where they normally would have all the cars that are being manufactured, I never in my life saw so many car haulers, the trucks that haul cars, parked. I mean, I'm going to say hundreds parked. No car is going nowhere. And I was amazed. So give me number 34. And, you know, this is 34. The St. Louis Chrysler plant located in Fenton, Missouri, closed in 2009. It was 2009. Chrysler filed bankruptcy, and the site is now being revitalized. Amazon and Gray Eagle distributors. This major manufacturing plant, was dozed down in St. Louis, Missouri, where the crime is so high, they can't get jobs, middle class. This is where the middle class worked outside of St. Louis, Missouri, right? Is going to be a concrete box of distribution. I told you. Now, give me 35. I'm going to want 35 and then 36. Chrysler to close Missouri plant indefinitely. The worsening U.S. sales slump hit Chrysler again Monday as it announced plans to close the St. Louis area factory and cut a shift from another one because of declining demand for minivans and pickups. Officials with so they closed that plant. Now, they want to lead you to believe at this time it was possibly it could reopen. And why it closed was sales. Give me 36. The minivan plant closure will cut 1,500 jobs, and it isn't clear if the company would ever recall the 900 workers who will be laid off at the pickup and truck plant. Both factories in Fenton, St. Louis suburb. Chrysler president, blah, 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 which the company already has running at factory in Windsor, Ontario. In Windsor, Ontario. So they're building Dodge trucks, Stellantis, building minivans, Windsor, Ontario. They consider it an attack on them. They're going to protect our workers. And what do we have? We have these concrete boxes. You could drive down the interstate. Now, let me tell you something, okay? You leave Allentown, Pennsylvania, and you drive out Interstate 78 like you're going to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and left and right are these massive concrete boxes with tractor-trailer loading slots, hundreds of them, right? Then you start down Interstate 81 and down through Shippensburg, PA, and down through there. Just massive, massive concrete boxes with tractor-trailer slots left and right all the way down through there by the hundreds for distribution of crap getting imported into this country. And guess what? Where the plant used to sit with 1,500 workers, these distribution centers are being fitted and set up with the technology for 0 workers. 0. They'll eventually have 0 people inside loading these trucks, pulling orders, and moving things around. Eventually. I support Donald J. Trump. I support the tariffs. This is our chance. All the above. Take a break.
When Truck Month is here, the Silverados disappear at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Pick your Silverado 1500 Crew Cab and save up to $12,500. And if you think the discount is big, wait till you see the selection. Come save up to $12,500 off Silverado 1500 Crew Cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, at 10 o'clock, the Georgia Hour, if you're out there from sea to shining sea and you're wondering what's going on with election security in Georgia, SB 214, I'm going to explain that in detail exactly where we're at on that. Please do not believe the grifters. I call them the white teeth people. You can figure it out for yourself if you look on social media. A little extra white on the teeth there. The grifters, be careful around them. I will be clear with you what's going on. SB 214 at 10 o'clock today. Also, we have a major scandal in Georgia. We have put out the evidence of what I call the evidence, what I do call as the evidence of corruption, deception, evil, all the above. I consider the evidence. I show it every day. The lies, the cheating, manipulating elections. Yes, from Republicans. They yell about manipulating elections, but they manipulate elections. So at 10 o'clock, we're going to discuss a major scandal that's getting ready to break in the Georgia GOP, Inc. All right. Now, that being said, before I get to Signal, I want to tell this. I hope you'll indulge me just a minute. Give me number 74. This guy, a Marine, a damn Marine right to the day he died, to the minute. So this is Paul Hershey. Now, out there from sea to shining sea, you might not know Paul. Paul, want to make sure I have his rank correct. It was sent to me this morning. I wanted it. And I have the whole entire story. He was Sergeant Major, USMC Sergeant Major Paul Hershey. And so I think he was in his 80s. But I might have been 2 years ago, maybe 3. I don't know, 3 years ago. I'm sitting on the back porch as usual and maybe a cheap cigar. And my phone rings. And I pick up the phone and there's a sergeant on there, a major sergeant, Marine, basically yelling at me. I mean, very tough language. I mean, tough. I'm like, hello, this is Paul Hershey. Do you know who the F I am? No, sir, I don't know you. Well, let me tell you something, young man. Like, I started sitting up straight in my chair. Just the guy. I never met this guy. It's like, and he said, I'll tell you what, you don't know me? Do you know this guy? I said, yeah, I know this guy real well. Will you hang up the phone right now? You call that guy, you ask him about me, and then you call me back. You understand? Oh, yes, sir. I'm serious. This is how it happened. And the guy I'm talking about, he knows exactly what happened. We laugh about it all the time. It's funny. So it's okay. It really made me nervous, right? So I hang up the phone. I called this other guy and I say, hey, I'll use his first name. Hey, Bill, I just got the most interesting phone call. I answer the phone. A guy's ripping me inside now. I never met him before. And he scared me so bad, I was afraid not to do what he commanded. And he told me to call you, give you his name for you to tell me about him, and then I'm to call him back. So I gave him the name. He's laughing. He tells me all about this guy. Tells me all about him. Okay. I said, all right. So I was afraid. Then I called him back. I said, yes, sir. Now, that was my sergeant. And let me tell you something. He would call me on the phone and he would get ready. I absolutely love Paul. I love the guy. He would call me up. Wow. God bless this Marine. Amazing guy. He chewed my ass out more than once. Call me up. I mean, I answered the phone. It was already flying. Take that down. All right. So I just had to tell that. I got a message. He died yesterday. A lot of people in Georgia know Paul. He was an amazing man. And he would let you know everything he did in his lifetime. So CNN, MSNBC, all of them want to, I'm going to give you some graphics, okay? We'll go through briefly some of the graphics. Diane, we're going to start through some numbers. And the signal, all right? Now, I told you earlier, I find it interesting that at no time in any of my studies, well, I have the Signal app on my phone. And I told you, give me number 17. This is Miranda Devine. It's an opinion. Mike Waltz, Signal Gate blunder is a hard lesson to be learned for Trump's winning team. All right. Now, Mike Waltz is NSA. He's the only one of the group. Ratcliffe, CIA, right? Tulsi, National Intelligence Director. Pete Hegseth. They all, FBI, Kash Patel, they all have to be confirmed by the Senate. So Trump can't chance that. And the military-industrial complex definitely wants, they want Pete out. They always have. And they could be okay with Waltz keeping his job if Hegseth was gone. But Waltz can go, NSA, and a new one come in. So I find this interesting. CNN is running with this. And they played it again they played it last night at 10 o'clock. I watch it at 4 a.m. Give me video 1, Anderson Cooper.
What it was, we believe, is somebody that was on the line with permission, somebody that was with Mike Waltz, worked for Mike Waltz at a lower level, had, I guess, Goldberg's number or called through the app. And somehow this guy ended up on the call.
So the president suddenly...
All right, so the president did. He said that. Give me number 18. And I'm saying this. Yesterday was amazing news with the tariffs and bringing auto manufacturing back. And even without Signal, I do not believe in any way whatsoever they're going to run positive news about our country and this administration. But still yet, this is overtaking headlines on every network over and over. They feel they have a scandal, right? They feel they have a true scandal that they could show Trump. You're going to give us someone. You're going to give us someone because CIA is in charge. Deep state. But CIA is going to get out. Now, low level. Give me this one. Yeah, find that answer. Trump suggests Signal could be defective while blaming chat leak on witch hunt. The press up plays it. All right, they're upplaying this, and I agree with that. But the UK, number 19, they're loving this. The UK Telegraph, right? Trump's Secretary of State, someone made a big mistake with chat leak, right? This is Marco Rubio. Now they're saying Marco admitted to it. Give me video 8.
Word games are afoot, but I'm not sure it's the Atlantic that's playing them. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, though, was the only member of that group chat to publicly admit that a mistake had been made here. Here's what he said yesterday while on a diplomatic visit to Jamaica.
Someone made a big mistake and added a journalist. Nothing against journalists, but you ain't supposed to be on that thing. I've been assured by the Pentagon and everyone involved that none of the information that was on there, though not intended to be divulged, obviously that was a mistake and that shouldn't have happened, and the White House is looking at it, but that none of the information on there at any point threatened the operation or the lives of our servicemen.
Meanwhile, President Trump.
Now, are we getting in the CYA territory? Are we? Now, I'm not upset over that comment at all, but give me number 19. Trump Secretary of State, someone made a big mistake with chat leak, right? We also talked about our allies. They love that one. Number 20, right? Here are the attack plans that Trump's advisors shared on Signal. Jeffrey Goldberg, we can go into that later. Now, 21, Signalgate scrambles MAGA's messaging machine. Now, keep in mind 21, all right? Keep in mind 21. We're going to come back to that. Number 25, New York Times, Trump calls Signal leak fallout a witch hunt, right? Intelligence officials face a fresh round of questioning about Signal leak. This is not a coincidence, okay? Number 26, Trump changes his tune on Signalgate. I always thought it was Mike. I always thought it was Mike. Some military and government officials have expressed concern about the contents of Hegseth's messages, saying he leaked sensitive attack details. Now, Hegseth doing most of the writing. The fact is, Mike, NSA, set the group up, invited the people in, accepted if somebody asked, he accepted it, whatever. Somehow, some way, the guy on the couch let Jeffrey Goldberg in. JG. All right? Jeffrey Goldberg, he's in. There's a lot, I would say, missing. They're even talking about it over at Sputnik. Number 30, White House blames Biden for Signal leak. And they're going into the White House deflect blame for the Signal leak by citing Biden's botched Afghanistan exit. This is making world headlines everywhere. Let's see what else I have here. So we got 37 House Committee grills intelligence leaders over Signal group chat. Then we have 38. I know you might be trying to catch up because you had to change slots. Go to 37, and then we'll stay in that slot for a little bit. I understand the box. So there you go, Diane. 38. It's so unbelievable. Cyber world stunned over war planner using Signal. Number 39, days after Signal leaked, the Pentagon warned the app was the target of hackers. Now, let me ask you this. They're floating out there that our allies are not going to share information with us now that they know our people will just talk on Signal about it with a journalist. This is all a setup. Every bit of this is a setup. Every bit. The war plan, the negotiation with Putin, EU, folks, MS or MI or 13 or whatever it is over in the UK, the Five Eyes, all that. Zelensky gets thrown out of the Oval Office. Next thing you know, he's embraced by the UK. They're all smiling, basically giving the United States the middle finger. Yes, they are. And just like that, Jeffrey Goldberg ends up in a Signal chat. And our allies are concerned. Now, number 41, this is what? Wicker? Is his name Wicker? Is he from Alabama? I had him here a minute ago. Roger Wicker, isn't he? Mississippi, right? Armed Services Chair. Strike plans in Signal chat should have been classified from a Republican senator. Interesting. Let's see what else I have here. Number 45, Anderson Cooper. Hegseth claims no classified information in Signal Group. Number 46, what CNN did is they took the Signal chat and they put it into AI and had an audio translation done. They're playing the audio on it now. Yes. Hegseth claims what this is, and I listened to it, right? What this is CNN put it into AI, and AI generated an audio of the chat. Let me make sure I am. Number 53, denials, damage control. Now keep in mind, this is the same time. Number 54, Zelensky's over there. This is not Bridget. Bridget has a blonde wig. This is Zelensky hugging another man. Well, wait a minute. Well, he did hug the guy over at the UK. This is Macron hugging another man, and it's not Bridget. That's Zelensky. Number 55, Jeffrey Goldberg. The Atlantic publishes messages detailing attack plans. 56, The Atlantic published, there's Pete Hegseth. 57, Signal chat messages detail military plans for strikes in Yemen. MSNBC. Number 59, will Trump stop an investigation from happening into the Signal? Let me see what else I have here. 63, it's so unbelievable. Oh, I already have that one. Leave that one alone. 64, understanding the gravity of the information shared via Signal group chat. 65, Signal chat messages detail military plans. And here you go, 67. We got them now. That's what their claim is. Now, So I'm going to play a couple for you. And then we have several little items we have to show you before we close. But let me play a couple for you right now. Now, you got to love, let's play this, CNN, Caitlin Collins getting smacked down for give me video 10. No. Video 11. My apology. Video 11. No follow-up. Video 11.
Now been asked and answered this question 3 times by the both of you, and I've given you my answer. The president feels the same today as he did yesterday.
Okay,
Philip.
and on my follow-up on what you had just said.
Go ahead, Philip. Caitlin, I'm not taking your follow-up.
I have a follow-up on something you just said, though, Caroline. That's
Caitlin,
regarding
I'm not
Jeffrey
taking
Goldsberg.
your follow-up. Philip, go ahead. I have called
Thank you.
on
The Vice President.
Okay. I'm not taking your follow-up. I was trying to read this great. I get so many great text messages, and I need to have patience. So I'm not taking your follow-up, but you've met your match in the media. Remember, I think you become nationally famous as my congressman in the 9th District. I think his he became nationally known, a household name for us political junkies, I guess, as the #1 Trump defender in the United States. So I don't know why you want to go up against Doug Collins. He wants to talk about the VA. Video 10.
Do you believe that a mistake was made here, though, to have this conversation, to add a reporter, and to have it on an unsupported, classified group setting?
Caitlin, as I've just told you, I've just answered the question. I wasn't a part of it. And, I'm not going to speculate more than what the president's already talked about and those who've been involved have talked about. But we'd love to talk about the veterans.
Yeah, and I do have questions about the veterans. But given what we saw with the group chat and how this was used, you are a member of the cabinet. You obviously know these other members, several of them who were in there. Is this typical for the cabinet to have conversations over Signal? Is this something that you use?
Well, Caitlin, since you undoubtedly do not want to talk about the VA, I have a question as VA Secretary. As Cabinet, I want to ask you, because I've been curious about this, because my job is to take care of veterans, and I would like to know why CNN is hostile to veterans, especially one in Florida, where you just had a $5 million defamation suit taking offense at a veteran who was trying to help people. In fact, one of your employees actually said, we're going to nail him. I have a question for you, Caitlin. Is that employee still employed? Are you really concerned about veterans? So if we don't want to talk about veterans now, you want to talk about everything else, I'd like to hear from CNN as the Veteran Cabinet Secretary why CNN seems to have a problem with veterans.
Well, Mr. Secretary, respectfully, my question was about whether or not you as a member of the cabinet use this. And respectfully, I'm conducting the investigation. And I do have a lot of questions for you on Veterans Affairs, but I don't think it would be unwarranted to ask.
What you want to do is talk about a subject that I've already answered. And if you want to continue this like this, that's fine. But there are VA employees who are working very hard. There are veterans who get their care from the VA and they get their benefits from the VA. And it does me no good to speculate on something that I've already asked and answered. So I've asked and answered your question. Why don't you answer mine? Is this person still employed who said they were going to nail one of my veterans? Who you had to do a $5 million award from a jury because of defamation, and then you settled the case. Answer my question.
Respectfully, sir, I'm asking the questions here, and I have no involvement in what you're referencing there. But if you don't want to answer the question about whether or not...
Don't bring Doug Collins on there if you're not ready. That's my congressman, former Congressman Doug Collins, VA Secretary. That is the Jim Acosta of CNN, Caitlin Collins. I look for them to kick her out of the White House soon. All right. Smug. Oh, do you use Signal? Do you use Signal? Now, one more. Let's see. Now, Trump stood up for Hegseth. Let's go to video 5.
But the president was quick to stand up for his Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who's now facing calls to resign because he reportedly posted the Yemen attack plans in that chat.
Well, yeah, Mike Waltz, I guess he said he claimed responsibility, I would imagine. Had nothing to do with anyone else. It was Mike, I guess. I don't know. I was told it was Mike. But again, the attacks were unbelievably successful, and that's ultimately what you should be talking about, I think. You know, Mike he took responsibility for it. Hegseth is doing a great job. He had nothing to do with this. Hegseth, how do you bring Hegseth into it? He had nothing to do with it. Look, it's all a witch hunt. Here we are talking about some of the greatest business deals ever made. The greatest companies in the world are moving into the United States, and you want to ask about whether or not Signal works. I don't know that Signal works. I think Signal could be defective, to be honest with you. And I think that's what we have to, because you use Signal, and we use Signal, and everybody uses Signal, but it could be a defective platform, and we're going to have to find that out.
Could be defective. Now, they want to lead you to believe that Trump doesn't know how Signal works. That's right. Trump may not understand how Signal works. It may be defective. Trump has given you code, in my opinion. It's my opinion, maybe there's something going on over at the CIA. That's BKP's opinion. Because I have to tell you, it's loaded on your government device when you get it. Now, Trump said, Mike, it was Mike. Pete's doing an excellent job. It was Mike. Now, give me video 2.
On Fox News said the exact opposite.
So you don't know what staffer is responsible for this right now?
Well, look, a staffer wasn't responsible, and look, I take full responsibility.
Okay, so
Trump said a low-level staffer. He said a staffer is not responsible, but they take responsibility. Now, here's where it gets a little controversial. Are you ready? Because if you need to get this off the front page, you need to get it off the front page. You need to find someone. You need to pin it. You need to get them out of here. It's like a crime. You need to solve this crime. You can't leave it hanging. It's on the front page. You're not going to let it go. You need a staffer, and you need to discredit somebody very quick. Now, I'm not taking up. I want to look at the camera and tell you, every single thing you can read on this X platform, you can consider to be true. It's up to you. But I find it interesting, number 75, Laura Loomer found someone just like that. Okay? A staffer. When President Trump was asked how Jeffrey Goldberg was added to Signal, Trump said it was one of Michael's people on the phone, Waltz. A staffer had his number. That appears to be a reference to Mike Waltz, Deputy National Security Advisor Alex Wong. So now, every single thing here could be 100% correct. I find it interesting that they found their staffer, they got all their research, it's all rolling out. Now, remember the number, I forget the number I said I want back, remember the MAGA, right? Go read this entire, okay? Go read this entire Alex Wong, the Chinese Deputy National Security Advisor appointed by President Trump, who is at the center of the Signalgate scandal. I mean, all the research. What was that number I said? Hang on to that. It's a Axios. It's not really your fault. It's mine for not remembering. There it is. Signalgate scrambles MAGA's messaging machine. Now, I'm just saying, MAGA, you need to know, if you're looking for the truth and you're not going to run down a lane and you're going to keep yourself open-minded, MAGA has a messaging line. And when they need it, they go to it. And as long as certain people put that out, you're okay with it. But keep this in mind as we close. Give me video 7. Come back to this.
And sensitive. But as the President National Security Advisor stated, no classified information was shared. There were no sources, methods, locations, or war plans that were shared. The Signal Message app comes pre-installed on government devices. In December of 2024, CISA stated, quote, "We strongly urge highly targeted individuals to immediately review and apply best practices provided in the guidance to protect mobile communications, including consistent use of end-to-end encryption." And they named Signal as an app as an example of such an end-to-end encrypted messaging app. Ideally, these conversations occur in person. However, at times, fast-moving
CIA Signal encrypted is pre-installed when they hand you your government device. Hey, Signalgate, scrambling MAGA's messaging machine. Go read all of Laura's timeline. I'm not attacking Laura. I'm just saying, Mike, yesterday Trump found his man. Mike says he's responsible. Might have to clean house over there, get a new guy. We're moving right along. Just saying. You look that over and tell me what you think. Now, before we get to the Georgia Hour 102, they may bring Elon in for the investigation because he has a seat at the table. We know that, right? Then we have, I brought this to you yesterday. Go ahead and give me, well, we want this one first. We'll get into this tomorrow. This is on the internet, but number 77, Trump administration to cut $11.4 billion in COVID funding from local health departments. We're cutting out all of that COVID funding. COVID no longer exists. It's all getting cut out. It's no longer available to steal. All right? Period. No longer available to steal. 76, I told you about this yesterday. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has officially signed Senate Bill 189 into law, granting approval for the sale and purchase of ivermectin for humans without a prescription. That's in Arkansas. So you can get it over the counter there. We're going to talk about that in the Georgia Hour. That'll be out there. So I'm going to throw this. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. I'm going to show you a couple foreign things happening. Number 33, Westerners don't understand Russia, Putin. Russia wants to see more people who comprehend it and want to live in peace, the president said, Vladimir Putin. There is no negotiation with Russia and Ukraine. It's an unconditional surrender, all right? Number 31, the EU rejects U.S.-mediated Black Sea ceasefire. This is something you want to look into. Take a minute. See what else I have here. Make sure that I'm not missing anything. I don't have time for that one. I wanted to go through the judge. Okay, because number 16, Kristi Noem toured the El Salvadoran hellhole prison. And Signalgate, Number 14, they found their judge. Number 14, lefty lawfare group's suit. There's a suit against Trump administration over Signalgate. It got assigned to Judge Borsberg. Yeah, that's the judge they found. Here's one. This is going to be a game changer. I told you this the other day. We're talking about tariffs, manufacturing, cars. 5 things to know. Number 12, 5 things to know about as BYD's 5-minute EV charger. 5-minute EV charger, okay? Number 11, BYD China shares jump. BYD shares jump to record on 5-minute EV charging battery. 5 minutes is a game changer. Absolutely. All right, so give me this one here. Well, no, don't give me that one. I don't want you to have to look at, I don't want you looking. Oh, the guy at the post office is out. We'll talk about that one later. Opening day at the ballpark is today. Opening day, right? So my cousin Cliff, God rest his soul, a great guy, died of cancer several years ago. So we're all kids. We're young men, but we're all kids, right? We're on the job site, and we're all wearing our saddlebags. I always called them saddlebags. You got a nail bag over here, hammer, you know, fastest drawl in the West, hammer, nail, boom, right? Measuring tape, knife. So we're all standing, we're leaning on a stack of drywall, sheetrock, drywall, whatever you want. We're all leaning on a stack, looking at each other. There's 4 of us. Me, my brother, Cliff, and a guy named Tony. We'll leave it at that. There's 4 of us. And Cliff, it's like 11 o'clock, or it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. And Cliff's like, you realize today's opening day. And yeah. Well, are we really going to miss opening day at Yankee Stadium? We're working 40 minutes from the park. We're 40 minutes. We're really on the other side of the bridge, right? The GW. Are we really going to miss opening day? Man, if we leave, we've got to finish this job. I mean, we're going to be in trouble. But it's opening day at the ballpark. Who misses opening day? My cousin Cliff kept saying that. We were like, okay, are we going to round up? No, drop and go. So, boom, drop everybody, 4 sets of tools. Boom, hit the floor. We were in the car on the way to Yankee Stadium. So my dad shows up. We're on the way. First pitch is 1:05 in the afternoon. 1:05 in the afternoon. We're over at Yankee Stadium. Now, I don't drink. Even back then as a kid, I don't drink. So they're tapping a cold one. They got a cold beer going. And they got a draft. I got a hot dog and some peanuts, whatever. And I don't remember who's playing. And it's opening day. We're at Yankee Stadium. And my dad showed up on the job site. And all he found was 4 sets of tools just dropped right in this place. Yeah, we got in trouble. But guess what? We lived to talk about it. I'm your host, BKP. I enjoy this show so much. America is an amazing place. God bless baseball. We'll be back with the Georgia Hour, right after these brief messages.
When Truck Month is here, the Silverados disappear at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Pick your Silverado 1500 Crew Cab and save up to $12,500. And if you think the discount is big, wait till you see the selection. Come save up to $12,500 off Silverado 1500 Crew Cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Days Chevrolet.
Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting edge digital technology and state of the art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second to none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, welcome to the Georgia Hour with BKP, and you're watching voiceofruralamerica.com, voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning. I have to hang tight. I have to take, I'm getting a graphic ready for our next segment, Diane. So, SB 214. And I want to put this up because I want you to attend tonight. Now, there are several that have never given up one day. And what I'm about to say is not to be, and I really seriously mean this, is not to be controversial in any way whatsoever. 94, not to leave anyone out. I'm serious, not to leave anyone out, okay? But, you know, election security, and I've told this story. So SB 114, or sorry, back up, SB 214, paper ballots and the election security bill. I give most of the credit for the legislation side to Garland Favorito, most of it. Now, there's some grifters that try to glum on. There's some people that try to go and get into a picture, all right? There's some people that sign up to give testimony or ask questions at committee hearings, hoping they'll make the 10 o'clock news. But the day in, day out for years, and again, I don't want to leave you out because there are what I call a supporting cast. Voter GA, Garland, they have a supporting cast, what I call it, cast or membership or people that work all over the state of Georgia focused on election security. You can go to these meetings and you can find people all over wearing basically two T-shirts, and I'll give you the second one in a minute. And the first one is Voter GA. So that being said, please go tonight, all right? So you're hearing things. People are writing things. The AJC cannot be trusted. Grifters, storm chasers, drive-by, just flying out stuff, hoping it'll stick. Tonight at the Republican Women of Hall meeting, Garland Favorito. Now, Brian Parker will be there. He is the 9th District. He's candidate for the Georgia 9th District chair position. Garland Favorito will be there tonight at this meeting. It's on the screen. Leave it there while I give my update, Diane. And this is the guy that's going to give you the best information of what's going on. Now, SB 189. A lot of work was done. Now you can go out there and you can look at the encryption keys. I get it. And you can have data analysts on shows all over, right? And you can have people that work from different angles, and that's great. But at the end of the day, you have to have people work on legislation, period, to try to get things done. And that's where I give a lot of kudos to Garland Favorito and the entire Voter GA and people affiliated with Voter GA. All right? Now, this goes all the way back. Like I said, I know this guy for 15 years. People have tried to call me and discredit him, and it's just, I won't listen. SB 189, QR codes. Next year, right? Now there's a battle Brad Raffensperger saying in the budget, why should I buy scanners when the Dominion contract is almost up to take off the QR code and read the ballot? It's always something. So yesterday, SB 214, for a fact, and Diane, give me number. Go ahead and give me number 83. I think it's 83. Nope, I want that one next. I'm sorry about that, Diane. That is my bad. Give me, I had it here a minute ago. That's not it. 83 is not it. That's not it. Give me just a second, folks. I apologize. 106. So yesterday, SB committee hearing, 5 o'clock, voted SB 214 out. Georgia's next voting system, ? Senators seek paper ballots filled out by hand. Now, here's where we're at. It was voted out of committee. Voted out of committee. Now, I feel like an award show and I'm going to leave someone out and it's going to upset people, but it's not necessary. Paper ballot, please. All right. I met Sam Carnline and Field Cersei a while back. I have my own paper ballot, please t-shirt that I received. And these guys drove a van everywhere, set up everywhere, went everywhere, paper ballots, please. In the Capitol, Raffensperger's office, Kemp's office, rallies, press conferences, never gave up on a single day. So, SB 214 was voted out of committee, all right? They have to read the bill. So let me explain. It's nowhere near finished. They have to read the bill. All right? Then it has to go to the Rules Committee. Yes. In the Senate. We're still in the Senate. They have to read the bill. It has to go to the Rules Committee. And then it gets voted on in the Senate. This is still the Senate. Okay? Then it goes over to the House. The House has to send it to their committee. It would go to the House. It goes to their committee. If it passes out of the House committee, it goes to the House Rules Committee, and then it's voted on. Now, if the House alters it in any way, it's got to go back to the Senate for a vote. So SB 214, that a lot of people are cheering, and I'm excited about myself, may die in the House. That's right. May die in the House. So here's the deal. It got out of committee. It has to be read on the floor. It has to then go to Rules. We're still in the Senate. And then it has to have a vote on the floor at the Senate. Then it has to be sent back over to the House. All right? When it gets over to the House, it has to go to their committee. It then has to go to their rules. Then it has to be voted on and to the governor's desk or back to the Senate. Next Friday, today is Thursday, next Friday is sine die. Next Friday's it. Now, it will probably, and not to be pessimistic, it will probably die in the House. It'll probably die in the House, SB 214. Now, they can pick it up in the next session, next year. I'm going to go out on a limb. I shouldn't do this, Diane. If I was in Vegas, I would put a 20 on, you're going to vote on what's the name of those machines? I will put a 20 on in Vegas. You're going to vote on Dominion voting machines in 2026. And then after that, you will get a new voting system. And everything here, I won't say on the Senate side, but for the most part, this is a charade till further notice. So I know if this all goes through, you guys get to just like, BKP, you got all this wrong, but we'll see. We will see. Just remember what all has to happen between now and then. Another one that is happening, just briefly to pay attention to, give me number 83. Pay attention to this, my friends. Georgia bill gives power to the state election board and enacts its rules. All right. So the Senate Ethics Committee members, Max Burns, they are pushing to get power moved over. 84. We've got several more we got to get into before the bottom of the hour. Georgia Republican state legislators unveiled an election overhaul bill Wednesday that would empower the state election board after its conservative majority tried and failed to change several rules. The rewritten bill would mandate the kind of hand ballot counts process. Back up. Going too fast. The rewritten bill would mandate the kind of hand ballot counts proposed by the board last fall. Give the board authority over voter eligibility, appeals, and withdraw Georgia from the multi-state voter accuracy. The word accuracy organization. Now, the voter accuracy organization, as they call it, don't you love that one, Diane? Give me 104. The voter accuracy, right? Verification. Voter accuracy. Eric. Remove us from Eric. So take that down. So keep an eye on that. That's another one. Then let's see what else I have here to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, by the way, give me number 78. Keep an eye on in Georgia. There's so many. This is Georgia Republicans unleash late push to resurrect old fights. This is vote yes on HB 441, all life in Georgia, and then also the Religious Liberty Bill, number 79. If this year's 40-day round of lawmaking is session of the living dead, meaning they're bringing it back. Now, HB 441 would actually do away with all abortions. Another House committee held a hearing on a bill that would ban all abortions in Georgia and allow prosecutors to charge women who get them with homicide. All right. So those bills, you can keep an eye on those. Here you go. Brandon Beach, not the brightest bulb in the box. Number 80. Sorry, President Trump. Uber is getting some help. Brandon, let's see. Senator Brandon Beach, state lawmakers appear likely to give Uber and Lyft a break on their insurance premiums. You can't make this up. The Senate Transportation Committee advanced a bill on Wednesday that would exempt ride hauling companies from certain liability lawsuits. Certain liability lawsuits. So protecting all Georgians. I got to get to 81 tomorrow. I'm going to remember that. Oh, by the way, number 86. Questions swirl over whether Fani Willis will testify before a Georgia Senate panel. Fani and Wade are strolling through LAX, not giving a rat's rear end about this Senate panel. They don't care. They just don't care. All right. Number 87, Trump's election orders asserts broad power over voting in Georgia and the nation, right? Now, let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. Let's go with 96. Don't forget the veto. We're asking for a veto. All right. And remember, I want 101. A high-ranking member of a Venezuelan, remember we put this up, and when we did that, I had, where's my, there it is, 73, right? I know Georgia, all of America just cannot believe how MAGA this guy is going right now. It's crazy to me that there are people upset about deporting violent criminals here illegally, right? You can't make that up. You cannot make that up, Kemp. And 109, Lucy McBath is running for governor of Georgia. Ask Karen Handel if you should take Lucy McBath serious. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When Lucy McBath ran the first time for Congress in not the old, but the old, I guess. I don't know how old. 6th District, right? Remember, against Karen Handel? Is that correct? Do I have that correct? Apparently, that should have been a walk in the park. That should have been just an easy win, W. And Lucy McBath won. If I remember this, please, I'm serious. Tell me if I'm wrong. But at that time when Karen Handel held the 6th District and ran against Lucy McBath, the 6th District, actually, the voter base had kind of a mirror of Georgia's voter base today. Do not laugh that Lucy McBath, because this lady is going to run for Congress to take Lucy McBath's place. Don't laugh, okay? All right. Georgia GOP. Now, I consider it lying, cheating, and if I could see the books, maybe stealing, a crime, corruption, a scandal. when we return.
When Truck Month is here, the Silverados disappear at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Pick your Silverado 1500 Crew Cab and save up to $12,500. And if you think the discount is big, wait till you see the selection. Come save up to $12,500 off Silverado 1500 Crew Cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching the Georgia Hour on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, we're working on phase 1 of draining the swamp in Georgia. We cannot continue down the same road with the same people, career politicians, and expect a different result. It is not possible. Okay? Now, Josh McCoon is the current chairman. Give me number 107. Josh McCoon, he's in the red tie. And the other guy, Hair Club for Men, Tyler Bowden, he is a very close friend. The guy there, he is very close friends with Josh. In fact, they're tight. Just saying. Anyhow, Josh is a career politician, all right? Former state senator, candidate for Secretary of State, worked at the Insurance Commissioner's Office. He works for the state of Georgia now. He's the current Georgia GOP chair, career politician. So, first of all, you have to stop this in its tracks. Or don't go around saying you want to drain the swamp. This is phase 1. All right, period. Phase 1. Now, take that down. So, this is the Wicked Witch of Georgia, number 88. All right, and her name is Debbie Dooley. This is clearly my opinion. She's had a career path change, is my opinion also. Her career path change is, character assassination, maybe for hire, maybe, right? You need someone taken down. You need me to defend you, right? Now, I won't do this. Well, I might do it every day, but keep in mind, because this all ties together, and I'm not trying to bore you. Maybe I didn't put this one out there. Yeah, give me number 98 and then go back to this one. Don't forget where you're at. All right. And there's a reason because we're going to put this together. Okay. So remember right here what that says. And this is I'm just going to focus on electing Trump and defending Josh. Defending Josh. That's double D, Debbie Dooley, defending Josh. Now, we've asked a question. All right. Has there been any exchange, any value, monetary, anything? Bill pay? I don't know. Has there? So go back. So we don't believe in Republican circles, we're not supposed to believe in influencing an election, right? Manipulating the outcome of an election. We talk about election integrity, securing our elections, right? She just participated in manipulating an election in Cobb County. Just participated wholeheartedly, went after it as hard as she could. She even brought in some secondary help from others, in my opinion. Well, the secondary help kept referring to the Wicked Witch of Georgia, Debbie Dooley. Facts are facts. They're out there. She wrote email after email after email attacking Sophia Fong. Now we're going to get to the latest scandal. All right? And they're a club, and you're not part of the club, as George Carlin would say. You're not part of it. So she just participated in election interference. Election interference. That's simple. Now, we're over here. We don't believe in it, right? We look at CNN. We look at MSNBC. We look at all these people. We talk about election interference. We talk about election integrity, all the above. They'll attack me. They'll tell you, well, he's bad. But guess what? I legally, look at the camera, Debbie, as you should know, I legally vote. I legally voted for Trump. I can legally be a candidate. In fact, I can carry a firearm, just throwing that in there, legally. But I'm bad. He's bad. He's bad. Not Michael Jackson bad. But they go after election integrity, election interference, manipulation. They'll do it on a scandalous level. So moving right along, Cobb County GOP, we're going to tie it together. You're going to see everything here. This is not old news. This is coming all together, full circle. So you got 100. Give me 100. So the Wicked Witch of character assassination, attack, run cover for Josh, help any way you can, friend of Sally Grubbs, Sally, plausible deniability, I don't know anything, but she hugged up with this picture on Saturday after the convention with Debbie Dooley. All right? Sally Grubbs. Now, keep in mind, as we tie these little things together, Sally's running for first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party. Sally is the current chair of Cobb GOP. Right? Now, current chair of Cobb GOP, running for first vice chair with her friend Debbie Dooley, where both of them, the phone calls that I receive are telling me that they both worked to manipulate and election interference. That's what I'm being told. Now, moving right along, 111, this is Sally. Oh, by the way, Sally Grubbs, the Georgia shit starter, okay? Wonderful transition. After we stole the election, after we manipulated the election, after we did everything to character assassinate, tear down in any way we could, Sophia Farouk, all right? And after we did not choose our next, because I'm going to show you some stuff. I'm going to show you some stuff that you have to be ready for. It's really focusing on 2026. After we threw 2026 Cobb County out the window, don't care what happens, we did not choose our next chair based on the bright future and what they're ready to do come tomorrow in our county. We want Sally Grubbs to get Cobb County for first vice chair and protect Josh. Protect Josh, right? We have that in writing. Because Sally got up at their convention and endorsed Josh, right? Protect Josh and try to bring in Cobb County. Wonderful. This is this morning at 8:59 a.m. Wonderful transition meeting last night with Team Hathaway. That would be Mary Clarice Hathaway, new, could not vote for herself, had to attend the convention as a guest, was brought in, drug in. Wonder if Sally had anything to do with that. They found her at the last minute, candidate that they manipulated and stole the election. I'll show you. They steal elections. Republicans? Sally Grubbs? Josh had nothing to do with it. Don't forget, plausible deniability. Wonderful transition meeting last night with Team Hathaway to ensure a good start for the new team and the new chairwoman, Hathaway, at Cobb GOP. I wish them all the best and will support them any way I can, as long as they do exactly what I tell them. I'm so excited about my third term as Cobb County GOP chair. I'm so excited as I mirror Obama and put a shadow government in place for me in Cobb County. That's just my opinion, folks, all right? So glad to see the support from Dr. Fun Fong's team uniting to help and participate. The future is bright in Cobb. Get on board. Okay, by the way, AKA Georgia shitstarter right there. Now, stay with Sally Grubbs. Now, this is developing. It's developing, right? They would never out and out just, let's see, would they? You remember, oh, crap. You remember when they were trying to keep Trump off the ballot in Colorado? Give me number 95. Do you remember that? Do you remember when they were going around and trying to keep Trump off the ballot? And do you remember when Democrats were trying to keep RFK Jr. off the ballot? Right? Remember that? And you remember when they would run into courts when RFK Jr. endorsed Trump and he went to courts and he wanted to get his name off the ballot and they wouldn't let him. You remember all of that? I wonder if that's where the Georgia GOP is taking a play out of that playbook. Just wondering. This is developing. 95. Now, this is an event that's taking place. This has been announced for a couple weeks. As you can see, candidates, David Cross will be there, candidate for state chairman. Josh will not be there. First vice chair, Sally Grubbs, Alice Olenek, and Lisa Pierce. One more time. First vice chair, Sally Grubbs, Alice, I might have said Alicia, my apology, Alice Olenek, and Lisa Pierce. Okay, so you're expecting 3 candidates. So would Josh McCoon, this is a question mark, would Josh McCoon and Sally Grubbs, 100, there's Debbie, we just throw her in there. Would they manipulate the ballot? So give me number 71. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, people. I had a call out of the 14th district yesterday. God bless you. We're not close. We met several years ago. You had to remind me, and I apologize. I meet a lot of people, but got a phone call out of the 14th district. You're watching the show, and you're keeping up with it, and I appreciate it. People are starting to. If you want to drain this swamp, we're putting out facts, all right? Now, let's see. First vice chair. Candidates, this is from the Georgia Republican Party, candidates for state party office. Thank you to the following candidates that submitted their letter of intent and political resume to run for state party office position in compliance with the call adopted by the state committee, blah, 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 right? Chairman, candidate David Cross, Josh McCoon. You have your second vice chair, which, Brad, I did not know you were running. I hope all is well. Betsy Kramer. Is that Zappendorf? Is that her name? Over there in Dawson County. Got 4 candidates there. Treasurer, assistant treasurer, secretary, and assistant secretary, Caroline Jeffords. Caroline Jeffords is running for assistant secretary because she was such a terrible secretary. God forbid she's secretary again. So Jaquan, a nice young man over in the 10th district, we'll talk more about him next week. He actually should be the assistant secretary. Caroline Jeffords is a disaster as far as doing the assignments the party requires. Now, let's go back to that first vice chair, Sally Grubbs, Alice Olenek. Lisa Pierce is missing off the candidate list. Missing. Wonder why. Sally, are you able to tell us? I don't know. Maybe you have some insight. Josh? John White, the parliamentarian? That I believe every time John White, the parliamentarian of the Georgia GOP, Inc., puts out a ruling, right, that it is manipulated and interpreted. He's an activist judge. That John is an activist judge, right? As Josh would wish. Or wait a minute. I mean, I don't know. Jason Thompson, is he not the assistant GOP parliamentarian? Maybe I don't know, maybe is he Jason Thompson? Is he not the assistant Georgia GOP Inc. parliamentarian? Friend of Debbie Dooley? Are they running cover? Because let me tell you something. I know the rule. I know I've read Lisa Pierce's letter of intent and her resume. She got it in on time, and I read what they sent her back and disqualified her for Georgia GOP. Now, when you have a parliamentarian and you don't have a party. Now, listen to me very close. This is where they get angry. They do. Because if you say Inc., they get mad. Well, here's the bottom line. Josh McCoon is the dictator, king, lord over, decision maker. It's my way or the highway. Josh McCoon. Period. No matter what you ask. So if you have a true party, right, of membership, this would be different. But realistically, at the end of the day, they will give you a rule, right, and say you didn't meet the rule and you can't run. But at the end of the day, it's Josh McCoon, Inc., and if he says you're not running, you're not running. So it looks like to me, because I do know this, I've read the rule. We will go further in detail. All right, they'll argue as a parliamentarian, but all you have to write is I intend to run and sign it. And then as a resume, you can say, I'm a lifelong Republican, consider this my resume, and sign it. There is no template. There is no guideline. There is not anything, any structure, nothing to tell you that you can't call this your resume and align your intent. Nothing. Okay? Now, the other thing is, while we're looking into this, Lisa Pierce, now keep this in mind out there, as you weigh the corruption, as you call me, Lisa Pierce, two terms, not one, 24 months. Is it 24 months? 2 terms? Was it 2 terms I can't remember exactly, but I do know this. Upton County GOP chair. So are they telling you if you're a GOP chair out in rural Georgia, it's possible you don't qualify? That doesn't work on your resume. If you put down Upton County or blank GOP chair of a county on your resume, is that not enough right there to be considered? I'm telling you, this is going to be a really big scandal, and I think it may come out sooner or later. Well, it looks like Sally Grubbs may have Or maybe she's the benefactor of a candidate not on the ballot. Maybe that's what it is. All right. So we're going to be looking further into that. Now, I'm telling you point blank. All right. So, the other day, and I'm going to save this for Monday because I don't have my computer. Relax. I don't have my computer, and this is my Rode computer, and there's some graphics I need for the stories to be complete. And I want to always bring you the truth in the reporting. But that being said, we're going to get to the 2nd Congressional District and talk about it. Now, my last on the Georgia GOP Inc. I brought this to you yesterday. Now, Josh McCoon is he is a career politician in his adult life. He's a career politician, bottom line. And he will talk a good game. He'll talk a good game. I mean, he could give a closing argument to a jury. He's an accomplished attorney, right? He knows how to do that. He's trained to do that, right? He's trained to go before a jury and try to get a conviction. That's how he's trained. He's an attorney. He's been taught that. Now, he'll talk about all of his relationships that he's made and the relationships he's made that we're going to need in 2026. And the relationships that he has made that he'll be able to call on at the time of need in 2026. It's not true. Now, we talked about this yesterday, and I told other people, and although we never meet these numbers, if you look at the delegate call for each county and each precinct, we didn't even hit a third of the delegate call for our county conventions, not even a third. That means we have already waning interest. All right? Now, I was asked by a politician, I got to be candid, a politician this morning, what's my assessment? And I'm still working 100% on my assessment. But I brought to you yesterday, now immediately, and we have to be careful, folks, because we can't just always go to they stole the election. I understand that. I lived like you did 2020 in Georgia. We got it, okay? But it can't always be our first course of attack. So there's people out there on our side, MAGA voices, that are already laying doubt, claim to, look, something's wrong, all the above, to overshadow maybe the truth. We lost, maybe. This is very important in Georgia. In Pennsylvania yesterday, a district that went 15% plus 15 points for Trump was lost to a Democrat in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, in a special election. So did we just have an election? Did people not want to go back? Was it a big deal? Are they upset over Doge? What is it? What happened? Trump's not on the ballot. Now, I don't know the final outcome, but give me number 69. Because we all know the long-haired sissy boy, right? Well, he has long hair and he's a sis. Well, I don't know if you should say sissy. He's gay, right? Is he gay? So the long-haired sissy boy, Scott Pressler, the gay guy, the guy that voter registration, however you want to do it, Pennsylvania State Legislature, special election results, District 36, right? The Democrat is leading. What did Scott Pressler put out? I asked for help in Pennsylvania and no one helped us. I asked for help in Pennsylvania and no one helped us. Now, I have to tell you this. If Scott Pressler asked for help from Mike Whatley in this, now this is a Senate seat. I'm just saying, okay? You got to put this out there. This is a Pennsylvania State Senate seat. I listened last Saturday to someone tell me that we had 5 seats that was a fraction going to Democrats in Georgia. Now, Josh wants to lead you to believe that he's made all these relationships that he can call on. Okay, great. That's great. But if Scott Pressler could not get help, how can you? I just want to know. Who are you going to call? Who did he call? Did he call Turning Point USA? I don't know. Did he call Whatley at the RNC? I don't know. Do they have a problem with their state party? I don't know. But here's what I know is Scott Pressler said, I asked for help in Pennsylvania and no one helped us. The point I'm making, folks, is Trump Force 47, the money, the hype, the Trump, boom, not here. It's going to be counties. It's going to be districts. It's going to be the state office that cares about counties and districts. And that's the only way we can do it. And Josh McCoon has proven that he's more interested in the club and his relationships and his political posturing and his next step than you and I winning an election in Georgia. Because Josh did not have anything to do with Donald Trump winning Georgia. Okay, you did. You, the people. You, the county chairs. You, the county volunteers. You, the district volunteers. You did. Period. So, that being said, I'm just putting that out there. Now, let me close with this because I have 3 minutes. Let me close with this. There was one more thing. There's a reason I want to, because I'm going to prove, I want 99 and then I'm going to go to 107. So the other night, it came to my attention the other night that the 2nd District, okay, the 2nd District had a open call and they invited David Cross and Josh McCoon to speak at their district meeting that they were having, executive or whatever it was. And I heard the recording. There's a recording of Josh and a recording of David. And I heard the recording of Josh. And Josh talks about this time. And here's what really got me with Josh, and it just angered me, okay? And I'm going to put it in the story. Josh says, and I'm going to break it down, I want the audio, that in the 2nd District with the right candidate. That turned my ears red. I boiled. In the 2nd District with the right candidate. Sanford Bishop could be beat. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this, and Josh is going to say to someone, or he's going to get plausible deniability and get someone else to say it. Well, the Republican Party, we can't get involved in primary elections. We cannot endorse in primary elections. We cannot support a candidate over another candidate in a primary election. Okay. Josh wants the 2nd District of Georgia to believe in the upcoming 2026 race, they're going to find the right candidate, and they're going to get behind that candidate, and they're going to beat Sanford Bishop. That's what he told the 2nd District. Now, that's if he doesn't get mad at you and decide not to come. But let me tell you something. You had the right candidate. Trump was on the ballot. You understand? Trump was on the ballot. And if they would have ran in the same lane, Chuck Hand would be going to Washington, D.C. to represent the 2nd District. See, Chuck Hand was the right candidate. But because Chuck and Mandy did a little time in jail for January 6th, Josh McCoon could say anything he wants. Josh McCoon could get Debbie to say anything she wants. Well, they could even call Sally Grubbs in and say it's not true. But they all kept their distance from Chuck Hand. And they stayed away from certain events, things, photography. Oh, I'm not saying there's no pictures, but they stayed away. And Chuck Hand would be a Republican in Congress working with Donald Trump if the Georgia Republican Party would have supported the right candidate. So bullshit, Josh McCoon, on what you'll do in the 2nd District now. Let me tell you what I witnessed you do, and I'll look at the camera. I witnessed you cancel an event in the 2nd District because you got mad. And then I witnessed you stay clear away, according to the rules, of the right candidate. Now you want to go in the 2nd District? Oh, look, I got more respect for those people, and they know it. And I think more of those people, and they know it. And I don't think they're going to fall for your line of bullshit, Josh McCoon. All right, it's 11:01. That's our final. So 107. John Garst, a former Dominion lobbyist. Can you tell me a little bit? Friday morning coming up soon, 8 a.m., and I'll be back. If they don't get me on Signal, take us out of here.